Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Star Wars 1/18 scale Electrostaff Purge Trooper. This is part of Hasbro's The Vintage Collection. This is a card back that it comes on. It looks pretty awesome. This character actually comes from the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So let's take a look at the card back. On the top left, we have the recommended ages 4 and up. On the top right, we have the warning: tracking hazards not small parts not for children under the age of 3. There in the center, we have the Star Wars logo, and on the right of that, we have the Luke and Leia classic picture. Below that, we have the name peel, which is the Electrostaff Purge Trooper, and then we have the beautiful artwork there in the back of the character and type of background behind him. Just below the character's waist, we have the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and below that we have the Kenner logo. And there on the left we have the figure pretty much done in all black with a little bit of white and his electric staff. It looks pretty amazing. There's really nothing to see on top, bottom, or either side of the packaging, but on the reverse side, this is VC195, and then we have this Star Wars little circle at the top showing some other figures that are available with this particular release time. With the Vintage Collection logo there, and we have the gaming grade symbol, a bunch of small print of legal information that no one really cares about, safety information. And on the back, we do have a sideways UPC. So if this helped you at all, go ahead and pause and copy down UPC if you need to do so. Then we have the Disney and Hasbro logo on the bottom. Let's see, this is a nice card. Price wise, these run, I see them as cheap as $15.99 to $17.99, but they're kind of all over the place. I've seen them on $19.99, $22.99 on eBay, and obviously it could be highest price to whatever someone wants for it, but a common price that you'd be paying, like a manufacturer suggested retail price, should be like between, I'm saying 15, 17 bucks. That's probably where you're going to be at, just because this is one of those gaming grades figures, and you're going to pay a couple extra bucks for it. Because I don't think these are more like a mainline release and more of an online exclusive from a couple of retailers. So let's go ahead and get him out of the package and we'll take a look at him. Okay, here he is. There's not a lot to see. There's just a lot of black. There's a few other colors on the figure. So we'll start off with the helmet. He does have a really dark maroon red, dark red visor there, if you can see that or not. It's really small. I believe these helmets are from the Airborne figures back with one of the Clone Wars releases. It's just repainted all black. Then he has a black pauldron. Underneath the pauldron, he has a little bit of red right there. Is that coming through? We have a little bit of red on this shoulder. The Imperial logo. We have some white stripes here. We have some on his forearm over here. And then we have some on his thigh. Other than that, I believe that is all the other paint that's on his figure. The rest of the figure is a black figure. We do have some soft goods around his waist. We have this waist garment here. That is very nice. I am glad it's not plastic, because it does hinder his ability to sit. Overall, I like the figure. I keep feeling that the vintage collection figures are getting thinner and thinner. I don't know why. They seem to try to get smaller. I mean, look how thin his legs are. This is a great figure. I'm not trying to knock it. It just seems like they're getting smaller and smaller. Are they going to get out of scale soon? It's a 360 look at the figure, while we're talking about the whole thickness of the figure. Looks really cool. It just seems to be very thin, like, and I don't know why. I mean, just for example, here's a Droid Toy 1/18 scale figure. I mean, just look at the thickness of the figure. I mean, look at the legs comparison there. It's really, really different thickness compared to, you know, other figures. As to being a female character, she should be thinner than the male character. So let's kind of take a look at the articulation of this figure. His head is on a ball joint. It does rotate 360. Mine's kind of a little looser than expected. There's a little wobble up and down, a little side to side. His arms are on a ball joint. Both of them are. They rotate 360. This arm, you're going to have that hindrance because of the pauldron. They do raise up about that much on that side, and obvious height on that side because of the pauldron. There is rotation at the elbow, 360. Let's see if I can find the joint here. It's a lot of black. It's hard to see through the camera. Okay, his overall elbow bend ratio is, you know, a good 90 degrees. Looks really cool. So for his wrist, they rotate 360 all the way around. I'm going to have to take a close look under a light to see if we have any in or out or up and down on these. Okay, good news is we do have wrist articulation besides the 360. This one here is the up and down, as you can see. And this one's the in and out. So that's great. We do have some ab articulation here. We have a side to side, a little of a crunch back and forth, and a 360 rotation. For his legs, we're going to have to, okay. Yeah, this is those ones where you have to get the joint in the right direction and then twist the thigh and then straighten up the feet to get him to sit pretty nicely. It's a pain in the butt design, in my opinion, but it's the way they've been doing the vintage collection. But you can get him to sit, and because he has his cloth goods, he can sit in a ship, a transport, you know, wherever. Okay, let's see what he can do for the splits. Whoa, that's some pretty good Stormtrooper split kicks. And then this way, obviously, you have to do that ratio for this leg, but this leg hits the back side and kind of gets stopped. Here's a single jointed knee. You would think we'd have double jointed knees by, you know, this time with our vintage collection, but not for this figure at least. The feet do pivot down. They rotate 360. They do pivot up. It's not a bad figure. It's probably one of the better ones that I've reviewed recently. So he's just a little thin, in my opinion, for a Stormtrooper. I think it should be a little thicker compared to all the other Stormtrooper figures we have out there. It's a really, really cool figure. I like the overall design. I mean, it's a lot of reused parts, the pauldron, the helmet, but it gets the job done for the overall appearance for, you know, the Empire's troopers. So for his accessories, it comes with 3 pieces. It comes with this center piece of his Electrostaff. You have to assemble it. This is very easy. So you get this piece, and then you get this piece, and this piece. And then all you have to do is just holes here. You just take the center piece and insert it. There's no right or left. You can put one on either side. It doesn't matter. But that's what that looks like. Here it is with the staff turned off. A lot of sculpt work. It's just like a gray piece of plastic, but very cool that it breaks down, and you can make it believe that you can just carry this piece and then extends, and you can turn it on and play. If you would like to do that feature, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. So here it is, and let's turn it on. So he can hold these Electrostaff, but his hands are a tad bit small, as you can see here. The thumb's a pain. It doesn't really wrap around the whole diameter of the rod, I guess you want to call it. Take a look at that hand right there. It's just, Should be a tad bit bigger. That's from I think is the figure keeps getting smaller and smaller. He definitely can hold it with 2 hands, but he's gonna have some issues. It's a little fiddly trying to get it in his hand and to stay in his hand. Like I said, you could get it with two hands, but if you can see here, and it's kind of dark, but he has a trigger finger. This is kind of the detail Hasbro needs to start paying attention to. Not only just Hasbro, other companies. If you're going to have a figure to sit in a vehicle or it comes with a vehicle, make sure the figure can sit. If you have a figure coming with an accessory, a sword, a gun, etc., make sure they can hold it. If you don't need a trigger, he doesn't need a trigger finger. Why does he need a trigger finger? He needs a gripping hand to hold that staff. That's his weapon of choice, and that's what you need it to do. Period. Okay, let's do a couple comparisons just to show how they compare with the other figures. We have everyone's favorite Stormtrooper from Rogue One. The Stormtrooper, you can see the Stormtrooper versus this figure, and I can see how the thinness of his legs, even versus a Stormtrooper, is. And then we have a Clone Trooper with the bigger thighs, and it's just a very lanky figure, like a very skinny, tall male character. So, like I said, it's not a deal breaker. They're pretty decent figures. Nothing's perfect. So I think the bad out of this is the hands, mostly. The overall aesthetic of the thinness of the figure is, a little different, but it gives you diversity, I guess, if I want to go that way with it. But it's a decent figure. The hands need to be a little bigger, definitely too small. They need to watch out for little things like that. Love the black, of course. I'm a big fan of black figures, hence Black Skies reviews, right? And then we have the soft goods. I'm really happy to see they went to soft goods instead of the plastic. For example, like on this Clone Trooper, cloth goods are the way to go, and that's the way all figures, technology today. Why not? Probably would cost less too, because you don't have to create a new mold for the actual plastic piece. You can just cut a piece of cloth and then you got it. You don't have to have any new molds engineered, basically. Okay, so I do recommend them. The card backs are really nice. The quality of the card stock, I've always been in question with that. They keep getting cheaper and cheaper. But if you get these from like your local reputable retailers, like online retailers, you should get a decent card. It'd be nice to get an unpunched version and have it carded on your wall. That'd be cool. It's got a nice present on your shelf. I like the purple. It's a nice purple, and I think it would be a nice piece to have carded and obviously loose. They seem to be pretty good for army building. If you want to have 4 to 6 80s guys, you're looking try to get around the $15 to $17 range. Which go beyond that, you're gonna get into over $100 for a squad of these guys. Me myself, I just picked up 2. I wanted a pair. I wanted to see what they were because my trust in Hasbro has been shaken a lot. So not sure where I am with the collecting anymore with these, because they're just getting super thin, and the articulation is not there. The appeal's gone for me. But I pick up some of the characters I do like, for this, and I cannot wait for some of the Mandalorian characters that are coming up here in the next several months. So, but now I'm to the point where I'm just picking and choosing what I want. And I couldn't even imagine the battle droid that's in this set, in this wave of figures, how thin the battle droid is. From the best ones are from the Powder Force. They have the thicker legs. They're the best ones to date, in my opinion. Anything beyond that mold, they're just going to fall over. You can't have them stand without help. But I'm happy with my purchase. These are cool. I like them. They have a place in my collection. They're cool. They're not perfect, but they're not terrible from some of the other figures we looked at. So, you have to make your choice for you, what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are buying them. If you're not buying them, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me if you like this video and the review and the information that I gave you, so you can make your decision if you want to purchase the Electrostaff Purge Trooper. Don't forget to subscribe, because we are going to be doing a lot of great things, and from the near future and far beyond, I guess, too, as long as we're capable of. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, we will see you in our next review.